Hey y'all, so today I'm going to show y'all how to make the Hummingbird applique. For this tutorial you're going to need, of course, a crochet hook. Today I'm using a 3mm hook. You're also going to want a pair of scissors and a needle to sew in your ends. You're also going to need some yarn, of course. I am using just regular acrylic yarn. So I have the green for the body, the white for the belly, the red for the neck, and you're just going to need the tiniest bit of black to do his little beak. It's a stormy day here, so let's see if I can get this tutorial done before it starts raining. Okay, we're going to start by doing a magic circle. Chain 1, there's our circle. Now we're going to do 6 half double crochets into our circle. I'm going to chain 1, that's not going to really count as anything, and then do my 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now we're just going to pull our circle closed. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet. So you can count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where we're going to slip stitch. Just like that. Now we're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry if y'all can hear the cars going by. We are now going to slip stitch down in the next 5 stitches. So of course the chain that's on our hook we're not going to count that. We're just going to go into the next one and then slip stitch 5. Two, 3, 4, and 5. Just like that. We're going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So 2 in that same stitch. There's 1. There's 2. Now we're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Just like that. All right, now we're going to single crochet into the next. And then we're going to slip stitch. All right, now his head's a little wobbly, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch right here, just so it could be a little bit more secure. And then I'm going to chain 1, fasten off. Alright, so far he's looking like that. This is going to be his head, his little body, and then his tail. Then we're going to make his belly, his little throat, red throat, wings of course, and then his little beak. Alright, now you're going to get your white. We're going to start on his belly and find the 7th chain from the end of his tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to insert our hook, and we're going to grab our yarn. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to single crochet back into here like that. And then you can just work over the top of this little tail. Just work back over the top of that. All right, now we're going to do a single crochet in the next. And in the next, we're going to do a half double and a double. So here's our half double and our double. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets. In the same stitch. And then now we're going to do a double crochet and then a half double crochet in the next. So here's our double and a half double in the same stitch. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch, but on the second one we're just going to do it halfway. We're not going to finish it. And then we're going to drop our white, and now we're going to grab our red so we can do his little throat. So we're going to grab your red, yarn over, pull it through these 2, and just tighten up what you got going on in the back. Alright, we're going to slip stitch right here at the base between his head and his body. Just slip stitch like that so you can attach it. Alright, then we're going to do a single crochet in the next. Oh, sorry about that. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets in the next. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Then we're going to slip stitch in the next. Then we're going to chain 1 and fasten off. There you go. This is what he looks like so far. And right here where it looks a little loose, we're just going to go in the back right here and just pull on these tails, and it'll tighten all this up. We're going to sew all this in at the end. So there you go. He's going to look like that. Alright, now we're going to go and cut this. We're going to cut this white yarn that we dropped earlier. So there we go. We have his head, his throat, his belly, his body, and his tail. So now we just have to do his little beak and then his wings. The wings, I'm going to grab the green to do like the top of his wings. And you're going to want to attach your yarn right here in this stitch below his head, where his head and his body meet, this stitch right here. And we're going to attach our yarn. And now we are going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like that. We're going to slip stitch all the way back down. So just in every stitch down, slip stitch, and then I'll meet you back. All right, we've slip stitched all the way back down. Now we're going to slip stitch in that next stitch. So here's where we're working. Here's this next stitch where his body is. We're going to slip stitch into that, like that. All right, now we're going to chain 6. It starts to get a little wonky at this point, but it's okay. Just push everything around and it'll all flatten back out whenever we're done. So now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to be too tight with these stitches because we are going to be working back into all this. And now we're going to slip stitch all the way back down like we did with the other side. And then I'll meet you back. All right, I've slip stitched all the way back down. Now I'm going to just slip stitch into this next stitch on the body. All right, then I'm going to chain 1 and then fasten off. All right, let's see what we got. All right, this is what he's looking like so far. So now we just have to put the bottom of his wings, the white part, onto where the green that we just put. All right, we're gonna grab our white and then we're going to insert our hook into the top of this wing that we did here. Just work it in there. If your stitches are a little tight, just work it in there. All right, we're going to chain 1. That's not going to count. And then we're going to go back into that and do a single crochet. Y'all hear this thunder? All right, so we did 1 single crochet. Now we're going to single crochet in the next. Wiggle in them stitches. Alright, and I'm just working back over the top of this tail. If you're not comfortable doing that, you don't have to. You can sew it in later. Alright, now we're going to half double crochet in the next 4 of these stitches. And like I said, they could be a little tight because we slip stitch back down, but just get them in there the best you can. So half double crochet in the next 4 and I'm going to meet you back. Alright, we did our 4 half double crochets. Now we're going to single crochet in the next. Alright, there it goes. Alright, now we have our first wing. Now we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to flip our bird over. So we're going to insert our hook into the last stitch where we attach to our body on this other wing. And we're going to single crochet into that. So we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through 2. Just like that. So now we're working back this way. Now we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. Just get her in there as best as you can. Alright, now we're going to half double crochet in the next 3. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 3. Alright, so half double crochet in the next 3. So we did 1, 2, 3, and I'll meet you back. Alright, so we did our 3 half double crochet. Now we're going to single crochet in the next. chain 1, and fasten off. And there we go. There is our hummingbird. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to sew in all these ends unless you are putting this applique on a blanket or something, and then you can just tie knots and then hide the strings under it like that. But if you're going to put it on the wind spinner, you're going to have to sew in all these ends, and it's not that bad. Just weave them back and forth, in and out, wherever you can get them, and it'll be fine. And for his little beak, we're just going to insert our hook in this stitch right here, right before the red. Grab our black, yarn over, pull through, and now we're going to just chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You can chain 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to, however long you want his beak to be, but 3 to 4 seems to be good. I'm actually going to do one more, so I did 4 and then just pulled a yarn out like that, and then that's what his beak's going to look like. Now for his beak, I'll show y'all what I do for that. You just put your yarn through your darning needle here. Is it gonna cooperate? End's a little frayed. Let's just help it out. All right. Thread our hook. Thread our needle. You're just gonna want to weave back and forth. Don't pull too tight because it's gonna mess with the structure. Alright, and our hummingbird is finished. Now, you don't have to, but I like to just take 2 strands of yarn and attach it to his tail back here to make it look like little feathers. You can do that. You can put a bead for his eye, change the colors. It's very customizable. You can do whatever you want, whatever size you want. Just up your hook size or lower your hook size. But yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to weave all these ends or tie them in good knots and then cut them if you're putting it on a blanket or something. But yep, there we go. So for how I did the feathers on the tail, you're just gonna want to cut you 2 pieces of yarn and then just string them through. So just get your hook, insert it into this last stitch, and then pull the 2 through, and then just tie knots in them. All right, then he's gonna look like that, and you can cut them if you feel like they're a little long, and then, you know, pull on them a little bit to make them straight, and then you're done. Just sew or cut in your ends, and you're done. And there are our hummingbirds. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the next tutorial.